Hi there again, BookTube, Leanne here, and welcome back to another video. So today I want to finally film a book haul. So this is dating back to like July, I'm pretty sure. So I think I have July, August and September, like 3 months worth of me buying books. So this is a mixture of both ebooks as well as physical books, and I will let you know everything I bought and everything that's on my TBR and the things that I've read so far from the haul. So let's crack on it with that. So we'll start off with July, and I will insert pictures of the ebooks that I bought here. So first off, I bought Black Flamingo by Dean Atta, which is a book about a drag queen who basically finds this place. I haven't read this yet. I'm pretty sure it's told in like poetry type form or something along those lines. Sounds really interesting to me anyway. It's not something I would normally pick up because it's contemporary, but from the sound of it, it's pretty cool, so I will give it a go at some point. I also bought Girl Serpent Thorn by Melissa Bashadorst, I think. I've heard people both love this and hate it, so I thought it'd be cool to see what I think. And also, a lot of these ebooks were like 99p, so I just picked them up because they were a lot cheaper, and the things that I would eventually want to get to, but if they're only 99p, I might as well have them on my Kindle ready for me to read when I want to get to them. So yeah, I bought Girl Serpent Thorn because I've heard a lot about it, again, both positive and negative, so I just thought I'd see what my opinion is on it. And, you know, I love me a bit of YA fantasy anyway, so we'll see. So then I also picked up The Court of Miracles by Kester Grant. This one actually was pointed out to me by my partner. He likes the sound of it a bit more than I do. It might be something I pick up. I think it's set in like real world but in the past or something, so yeah, maybe I'll get to it at some point. I might just let him read it first and tell me if he likes it and if he thinks it's going to be my cup of tea. So that's something else that I got. So we're coming up to the first one I've actually read, and that's The Sword of Kaigan by M.L. Wang. I loved this book. It was so good. I know I've probably mentioned it in like past videos, but I got this so that I could read it that month, I'm pretty sure, or the following month, but I thoroughly enjoyed The Sword of Kaigan. There was a few little bits, I think I gave it a 4-star because there were a few little bits that were a bit confusing to me, that seemed a bit odd in the world, like technology, for example. It felt like a world that shouldn't really have technology. There were a few little bits that I wasn't a fan of, but it was absolutely fantastically written and it was such an amazing story, so that just made it for me. Yeah, there were a few other bits that I didn't like so much, but it didn't ruin the story really for me, so I thoroughly enjoyed Sword of Kaigan. The next one I got was Poppy War by R.F. Kuang. I know I read this ages ago, like years ago, but I don't remember much about it, so this is going to have to be a reread at some point for me because I didn't continue the series or anything. So I thought I'd grab Poppy War on Kindle so I could do immersive reading this time, because I think I have it on Audible as well, and that's how I read it last time. But I think I'll take more in by doing immersive reading with this one, so I thought I'd pick that up while it was cheap too. So the first one I have physically, and that is the one that I go on about all of the time, Gideon the Ninth by Tamsin Muir. I needed this in my life physically. I have it on Kindle, I have it on Audible, and I have it now physically. It has to be on my shelves. It's one of my favourite books of all time. I'm so sorry about the noise outside, but it's one of my favourite books of all time, and I couldn't not have it on my shelves, so I had to pick this up and just have this beauty. So I have read this twice, as you all might know, if you watch my channel enough, so yeah. I also picked up The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Sori because I've been wanting to read this for a good long while. I haven't read it yet, but I look forward to reading it at some point when I can get to it. Very, very excited about this book. It sounds and looks wonderful. It's got this beautiful, beautiful cover, and I'm so happy it's on my shelf because it's just gorgeous, and it's kind of lappy too. I also picked up The Rise of Kyoshi, and that is by FCE. And I've said before, I love Kyoshi and the show, and I just want to find out more about her as an avatar. So I'm very, very excited to get to this at some point and see what Kyoshi's like as the main character of a story. I'm very excited about this. We all know Avatar is about like the elements and about like different people using the elements as their powers. So the Avatar has earth, fire, water, and air, and can use all four of the elements, whereas nobody else can. And she's meant to, or they are meant to be the savior of humanity, basically, and kind of fight crime and save people when they need saving, basically. Keep the world in order. I also picked up Frostheart by Jamie Littler, and I wanted to pick this up because it's recommended by some middle grade booktubers that I watch, and I thought I'd give this a go at some point. I haven't read it yet, but I look forward to. I need to read a few more middle grade books because I've started enjoying a few of them ones that I've read. So the ones that I've read, I've quite thoroughly enjoyed. So I thought I'd get into a little bit more middle grade, and I've heard this is one of the best, so I thought I'd get it. So the final book I bought in July was The Strange Worlds Travel Agency, and that is by Aldi Lapinski. And this is another middle grade that I've been recommended by some, like I say, middle grade booktubers, and it sounds great. It's basically they're in the real world to begin with, and it's kind of portal fantasy in a way, where the basically suitcases and travel equipment send them into other world, as far as I'm aware. It sounds pretty cool. It sounds like something I would like, so I thought I might give that a go at some point. Again, not ready yet. So now I'm jumping over to August's book haul, and there's quite a few Kindle books, so well done editing, Leanne. You're going to have to download quite a few photos. Sorry. So, first one I bought was Nightfall by Daniel Barnett. Basically, somebody on Discord, I'm pretty sure I know who, posted lots of Kindle deals that month, and I couldn't help myself but to buy them all. This is another, I think it's a dark fantasy kind of style book. And it was going for 99p, so I grabbed it. Something I gotta get to at some point. I also got a whole series by Ben Galley, the written Pale Kings, Dead Stars, or like at least the first part of the series, that's Dead Stars Part 1 and 2. They were all going for 99p each, so I snatched it up. I've heard people say that they are actually quite good books and something I might enjoy, so I got them on my Kindle, and I think that was because his new book was coming out. He brought all his past books cheap so that he could better advertise his new book. And then I went and got A Memory Called Empire because I was reading that month for the Interstellar Book Club. I did not end up liking this book very much. It was quite low on my rating, but that is simply because I don't like heavy politics in books. That's me, not the book. The book itself is probably wonderful for other people, and the characters were great. The story was going on really well, and it was really a really, really interesting concept for me. But personally, there was just way too many politics, and I don't enjoy that, so it's not for me. But loads of people love A Memory Called Empire by Arkady Martine. I also went ahead and grabbed Gear Breakers that month, and that's by Zoe Hannah Makuta, and I read that for the Fates and Gates book club, so I have read that one. It was an okay book. I'm hoping book 2 maybe makes the whole situation and world better. It was a really, really good concept, but I don't think it was executed wonderfully, but again, it might improve upon the next book. It's just a few things happened during the book that I wasn't wonderfully sold on, if you get me. So, like certain relationships and all that kind of stuff. So that brought it down for me, but I still maybe want to read the second book just to see if I will end up liking the characters in the world a bit more. I then managed to get the House of Hades and the Blood of Olympus for 50p each in a charity shop, and they are like new. I'm pretty sure I did the damage that's on that book by reading it. This one doesn't have any yet. But I do, these books aren't floppy or anything, so the spines crack really easily. But yeah, 50p each in very, very, very good condition. I was very, very happy with that deal. These were the only 2 books I needed, and they were the only 2 books of these in the charity shop, so I was very, very, very lucky there. So I now have the complete series. I have read this one. I haven't read this one yet, so I just need to read this one to complete the series, and I will be finished with the Heroes of Olympus, which is really, really cool. So yeah, I got these also. And then I also got on Kindle Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I'm pretty sure this is a middle grade book that he's written, and it's sci-fi. So I am getting a little bit more into sci-fi recently, and I want to read sci-fi for all ages and just see where I gauge in all of that, because I think I've only really read adult sci-fi so far. I think maybe some YA, but I don't think I've ever read middle grade sci-fi, so I just want to see how that goes, and why not with Brandon Sanderson? I already know he's a great author, so thought I'd try that out. I also got Spinning Silver on Kindle by Naomi Novik. I loved Deadly Education by Naomi Novik, and I still want to read The Last Graduate at some point, but I thought I'd give another book by her a chance because I quite liked the other one that I read. And I've heard other people say that it's quite good too, so I thought I'd give that a go at some point. Alan has also told us all about a book called Empire in Black and Gold by Adrian Chukosky. I can't say that name. I stumble over it a little bit. But I know Alan is hosting like a read along for all of those books on his channel. I haven't got to them yet, and probably won't for a while because I'm already in the middle of too many series. But I put it on my radar. I saw it go for cheap on Kindle and I couldn't pass up the offer. I know Dom from Dominish Books really likes this series as well, so that's 2 people that I tend to like a lot of the same books as, so I thought I'd give this a go, and it sounds really cool. It's people with like bug powers. I don't like bugs, but it's people with bug powers, so I hope like it isn't really emphasized on actual bugs, so I've been told that that's fine and I should be able to read it without cringing about bugs too much, but it sounds really cool and I thought I'd get it. And I keep saying that, it sounds really cool and I thought I'd get it. That's just the theme of this video. It's a book haul. I also got the Library of the Unwritten on Kindle, and that is by AJ Hackworth, and that it sounds awesome. Like, it's about unwritten novels in this library in hell, and a character escapes and tries to hunt down the author to make him finish the book, or like punish him for not writing the book. I don't know, but it sounds awesome, and they gotta hunt this character down. It's actually quite scary for authors. Like, I've started writing before. What if there's a character of mine out there wanting to hunt me down because I never actually got that far into writing? Because I don't know, I'm not confident with it, but yeah, that's something I would like to get to at some point. I also got The Green Rider by Kristen Britton. I know nothing about this book. I just heard a lot of people say that it's good ages ago. Like, I'm pretty sure it's quite an old book. But I've heard a lot of people say it's good, and it's a fantasy, so I thought, well, it was 99p, I'd add it onto my list. And then I also I also got on Kindle The Dark That Dwells by Matt Digman and Ryan Bodie. And I know a lot of people are raving about this. This is a sci-fi set in space, and again, I just want to test out a lot more sci-fi to see where I am with all of that. So I added that to my Kindle as well. I also got Age of Assassins by R.J. Barker, I think that says. Another fantasy that was going for 99p, so I thought I'd pick it up, and it's got the word assassins on the cover, so buzzword. And then I also got The House of Hollow by Crystal Sutherland. This looks like something I might like, but I'm not certain on. I think it's like a fantastical mystery type thing, because these girls come up missing and nobody knows where they've gone, and they come back different, and somebody's got to they've got to work out what happened because they have no memory of where they went. So it sounds really interesting. I just hope I end up liking it. I know a lot of people have said it's quite good, so thought I'd give it a try at some point. Yeah, and then I went to Tesco's and picked up a few books, because I can't be trusted to go to the supermarket without buying books either, apparently. So I picked up Amari and the Night Brothers. Again, I want to try out more middle grade and see what kind of middle grades I like. Obviously, it's going to be fantasy, but I want to get more into these genres and not only focus on adult and YA fantasy anymore. I want to broaden my horizons a little bit. So I got this by B.B. Alliston, and yeah, this is a beautiful cover though, isn't it? Like, look at that effect. It's absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to give this a go. I also got Rainbow Grey, which seems like it's going to be quite an easy read. Got quite large text. But this sounds really cool. It's got cool sounding magic in it, and that's by Laura Ellen Anderson. And it looks like it's got like weather magic and stuff like that. Again, another middle grade I want to try out. And then to complete my collection of the like ancient mythology Stephen Fry novels, I got Troy by Stephen Fry. And I can't wait to read this and to see what influence he had from the Iliad and other sources, and just see what Stephen Fry thinks, because I love his voice describing mythology. Like, I can hear his voice as I'm reading it, let alone if I end up reading the audiobook. But I adore Stephen Fry's writing, so I'm very excited to get to this at some point, because I've read the other two. And then last but not least, in August, I think, I bought the Boneshard Daughter by Andre Stewart, another fantasy novel that another fantasy novel that I've heard is really, really good, and a lot of people love it, so I went ahead and got it for cheap again on Kindle whilst it was on sale. And then the final month I'm going to do a haul for today is September, and I went ahead and bought myself 4 books like at the beginning of the month, because I was so excited to put my hands on these. So first off, we have The Unbroken by C.L. Clarke. I tried to read this on audio at some point and it didn't work for me as an audiobook. So I really, really wanted to get the physical copy and see if I like it more, like actually physically reading it. So I went ahead and did that. And you know, look at that cover. It is gorgeous. I love these colours on a book cover. It's very autumnal colour looking, and it's just stunning. There's a very strong-willed woman right there, and it's just, I can't wait to read it. I'm very excited to get to this. And then I went ahead and bought this beast. I think I've already shown this on my channel, but this is by M.L. Spencer, and it's a beast of a fantasy book that I've been wanting to get for so long, and I finally have it in my hands. And the cover is stunning. I mean, I take the cover off and it's the same underneath without the writing. How amazing is that though? I've never owned a book like this before. I'm so excited to have this. I'm so excited to have this. But yeah, I've been wanting this book for so long and I just couldn't put it off anymore. So I went ahead and got it. So yeah. And after that, I also went ahead and got On a Sunbeam, which is a comic book that has got some beautiful, beautiful, stunning artwork in it, by Tilly Walden. I've been wanting to read this for a while, and I read it! Yay, this month! Or was it last month? Yeah, this month I read this. And it is gorgeous. I absolutely loved it, so I'm so happy I got this a hardback because look at that cover. It's beautiful. You know, I just needed some beautiful books on my shelves. Don't judge me. And then another book that I'm extremely excited to get to at some point because everybody on the internet is raving about the series, and that is Senlin Ascends by Josiah Bancroft. So many people are raving about this book, and I hope I love it. I'm so excited about it at this point that if I don't love it, I'm just going to be so disappointed. So I really, really hope I love it. I am hoping to read this next month in November, so I really, really want to get to this soon, definitely this year, and see if I like it finally. And it's a bit floppy too, so I'm happy with that. And it is quite an amazing cover. I'll definitely give it that. So I have book 1 in the Live Ship Traders by Robin Hobb, and then I bought book 3. It was in the marketplace, so I got book 3. I still need to get book 2 at some point. I'm not really sure about these covers for them. I've seen the nicer ones, but you know, I still need to give Robin Hobb a second chance at some point. So I thought I'd pick this up and start collecting Robin Hobb's books, so that when I do get to them and tackle all these wonderful series that she's written, I can just do that whenever I want to. And then I went ahead and got Sorcery by Terry Pratchett because that's the next book in the Discworld series. So I thought I'd snatch that up from the market as well, and it's got a very scantily clad lady on the front, so I don't know what this one's going to be about apart from magic as of yet. But yeah, these old covers are pretty cool looking. And then I went ahead and bought a couple more Kindle books again. So I got The Ember Blade by Chris Wooding, another book that so many people on BookTube are raving about. And another book that was on sale was The Black Hawks, and that is by David Ragg. Yeah. And it kind of reminded me a lot of the Band series by Nicholas Eames, and I thought this looks awesome. It was described kind of similarly as well, so I thought I'd add it to my Kindle just to see how it goes at some point. And the cover's pretty cool. I'll definitely give it that. That is a stunning cover. And then I went to the cinema at some point in September, and I obviously, whilst I was in town, went into the bookshop in Waterstones. And it was really close to closing time when I was looking around, and then suddenly they were like, oh, we're closing in a minute, you need to either choose a book now or kind of start thinking about leaving. And I like panicked and just grabbed Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. And I'm glad I did. This was fantastic. I read it, I started reading it the same day I bought it. So I thoroughly enjoyed this. And hopefully there's more of the series coming because I want to see more from this world. It was a perspective and a thing I've never really, like a perspective from somebody who's cursed into not being able to talk, and I've never ever seen that before. So I'm very excited to get to read more in this series at some point. But this is so beautiful. I've been wanting to read it for ages, and I really enjoyed it, so I'm glad I got that. And then, because why wouldn't I? Can you guess what it is? I bought it in September. What paperback came out in September? Because why wouldn't I? I got Harrow the Ninth by Tamsin Moore. Oh, I was so excited for this to come out in paperback because I bought the paperback of Gideon and now I need them all in paperback. I actually prefer paperback over hardback, so I know I'm going to have to wait longer for certain books to come out, which is slightly painful to me, but I just need it. This is beautiful. This is a gorgeous cover. And I'm so excited to have both of these babies on my shelf, this and Gideon. So yeah, I had to get this. And then, because I thoroughly enjoyed it when I read it, I bought A Long Way to a Small and Angry Planet by Becky Chambers. And I really want to read more in this series because I've heard that this isn't even the best one, and I thought the characters in this were fantastic, and the found family in this was amazing. So I'm looking forward to reading more in this series, and this is the final book of the haul, guys. So I bought quite a few books over those last 3 months, and I'm having to cut down a little bit now because I haven't really got money for books right now. So I'm having to cut down, but I will definitely do another haul when I have accumulated a lot more. So I'll probably do another one towards the end of the year just to see what I've accumulated. Maybe the beginning of next year, we'll see. But I hope you enjoyed this whole video, and I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you for watching, TTFN. Bye bye.